Hey guys, what is up? I miss you guys so much. I haven't recorded in a while because I've been doing the regular quarantine that everybody else, well, majority of people are doing. And I normally film my videos in my car, and I haven't really been on the go. I just go out here and there to get some essentials. But I was out today, so I was like, you know what? Let me try to record, try to make sure I have enough um, room on my phone. But I wanted to come back here and just talk about some dreams again with you guys. I miss talking about dreams. So I'm going to talk about understanding your dream language and how it's so important. And somebody bought this. They didn't come to me, but like I was watching somebody that I follow, and she was talking about how you need to understand your own dream language. So I was like, you know what, that's a good video for me to film because you do need to understand your dream language. So let me get started. To understand your dream language, you just need to pay attention to your dreams. So I would recommend that you write down your dreams every time you have a dream, and just try to pay attention to if you have any symbols in there. You'll be able to see if it's more symbolic or if it's more literal. And some dreams will come to pass, and that's how you'll be able to understand your dream language. So I understand my dream language pretty well at this point. I'm not saying that I understand every single dream that I have. Sometimes it takes a while for me to understand it, but I know how God speaks to me. So for me, my dream language, I'm gonna give you a little of my dream language. Sometimes people in my dreams, I could have a dream about a person and it doesn't necessarily represent them 100% of the time. So like it'll probably be like about a 50-50, where the person doesn't represent themselves. It's not actually about that person. It's more so about somebody that reminds me of that person, or um, I'm connected to them some way. It's I'll give you guys an example so you guys can understand me clearly. Or their name means something. I had plenty of dreams where I had just I discovered what the person name means, if their name has a meaning, and it went along with the dream. So it could either, for me, it could either be that God wants me to pay attention to the meaning of their name, or they can represent somebody else, or they can represent themselves. So I'm trying to see which dream I should let you guys know about. Oh, so often my mom, when she's in my dream, she just represents guidance. Sometimes she could just represent herself, and I just know when it really means that, hey, I'm showing you something that I want you to talk to your mom about or something. But for the most part, my mom, she represents guidance. So God had used my mom multiple dreams to lead me and guide me. Actually, she was in a few of my dreams where God was showing me that He wanted me to come back here to New Jersey when I was stay in Ohio. So He used my mom. She was on the bus with me in one of my dreams, and she was telling me where to get off the bus at. She was telling me, you're going to get off on Pennsylvania Ave, I believe. And then I had other dreams where my mom, she was leading me to a place. So oftentimes my mom, she represents guidance. And moms, they're normally, if you're close to your mom, they have that motherly role. They want to guide you, they want to protect you, they want to lead you, they want to be a good influence to you. So that's how my mom is used in my dreams lots of times. Sometimes she could represent herself, and sometimes she could represent guidance. And then my brother that passed away, if he'll be in my dreams here and there, not all the time. And you're not supposed to have your dad loved ones in your dreams all the time. If you do, you want to pray about that, because yeah, you don't want it to be something that it's not supposed to be, because the spiritual realm is real. If you are constantly dreaming about your dad loved one like every single day, then I would say pray to God about it to see why this is happening, and for you to be led by God. But here and there, sometimes my brother, I had more dreams about him when he first passed away. God was giving me peace about my brother. And but my brother, when he's in my dreams, if I ever have a dream with him in it, he's used to represent protection. And when my brother was alive, he was very protective of me, a little overprotective, but always seen him as a protector. I admire my brother for always, being a stand-up man. He had his ways, but he protected me from lots of men that try to cut my way. He tried, well, he did. He went a little overboard sometimes. But yeah, he growing up when we were teenagers and when we were kids, he would always be there to protect me. So I noticed now that he's passed away, if he's in my dream, that oftentimes he's used in the dream to protect me. One day I had a dream, and it was to warn me about somebody that I was getting close to. It wasn't necessarily because the person was going to try to do something bad to me, but that I should not be connected to that person. Just wasn't meant to be. And he was in a dream, showing like he just came out of nowhere, and he was just showing me to get out. God had used him in a dream to show me to get out. Maybe one day I'll get into that dream fully, but he was just waving, saying, leave, get out, whatever. I was trying to get the person out too with me, but he just said, just go, because it was about to be too late. It was a house that was getting caught on fire, and I needed to leave. I wanted to try to get the person out too, but the person, they just stood there. They wanted to be in there. Like, I won't say they necessarily wanted to be in there, but they didn't try to get themselves out, and I was trying to get them out, but they didn't want to. In the dream world, I had to make the decision to get out, and he was, leading me and showing me that, he was showing me that I should get out. So he's often used in warning dreams for me to protect me. So my brother in my dreams are used as protection. So that's my dream language. Sometimes people could represent other people in dreams, like I said. Like, I had a dream that somebody that I worked with represented somebody else that was close to my family. It's because they had certain things. They had the same sexual preference. So that's why they were they were used interchangeably. And I'm not going to get into that dream because that dream is a little personal towards somebody else that's in my family. Nothing super duper bad, but yeah, I'm not going to get into that. But I just knew that that person represented that person based on the context of the dream. And if I would tell you the full dream and then tell you about both of these people, you will see, it's not too hard to understand that dream, that they represented, that it was interchangeable. The people were interchangeable. That one person that I worked with represented the other person that was a family friend. Also, how somebody else could represent another person. Sometimes my mom will be, now that I'm closer to my grandmother, where I'm living with her at this point, due to being led by God. It wasn't my decision. God led me to come back here. If it would be up to me, I wouldn't be with anybody, but God wanted me to be with her for a season. If God wants to speak to me about something with me and my grandmother or something now, sometimes my mom could be in it because my grandmother and mother is interchangeable. And right now I'm closer to my grandmother than I am to my mother. I still speak to my mother and stuff, but we get to be with each other on a regular daily basis. So sometimes my mom in my dreams, if I see my mom sometimes now, if it's not guidance, then it could represent my grandmother, and I just know that it's my grandmother. And did I have a dream? I don't think I had any dreams that my grandmother represented my mother. If you're closer to a cousin and you see them as a brotherly figure, they can actually represent your brother. So one of my sisters, she actually had a dream where she seen one of her favorite cousins, and that cousin represented my brother. I'm not going to get into that dream because I don't know if she wanted me to tell that dream, but it represented one of our brothers, because she is closer to that cousin than she is to that brother that was in the dream. So we found out, a few months down the line that actually represented our brother rather than our cousin. And so our family, we kind of have that in common too. We kind of have similar dream languages where certain people will often represent somebody else that will be similar to that person rather than the person really meaning that person. Of course, sometimes it does happen just like that. Sometimes I do have literal dreams, and I mainly had literal dreams when I first started dreaming. I would have dreams that would come straight forward. I had a dream for like a week straight, back to back, that of like something that would happen while I was in school when I was in ninth grade. And it wasn't nothing bad. It was just like it was just showing me, just a day of me at school, and this would last for a week. And then every time I went to school, I was like, man, this happened. Or I would have a dream of a house, and when my mom was looking for a new place to move into during that time, we had looked at a house, and the house was so similar to the house that was in my dream. So it felt like I was having deja vu. And as I got older, my dreams became more symbolic. So you need to understand the difference between a symbolic dream and a literal dream. A literal dream means that it will happen, that dream will come to pass very, very similar to how you seen it in your dream. It could be to the T, or it could be very close to it. And symbolic means a symbolic dream is where you'll have different symbols in your dreams, and you'll have to break it down. So if you see the color red is just so striking in your dream, you have to understand why was that thing, or why did you see red. Normally, if a dream is literal, it will happen like really quick. It won't be a long dream. It won't be a whole bunch of walking around. You won't see a whole bunch of colors really. So say you had a little dream that somebody's house was going to be on fire, you'll just see like probably a snapshot of a house, and then you'll see fire, and then you'll wake up from there normally. And then if you have a dream that's more symbolic, it could be a little bit more going on. You'll see the house, and then you'll see the house on fire, and then you might notice some things in the background, like maybe you'll see like some dirty dishes, or you'll see some pictures hanging on the wall, something like that. So yeah, you just need to understand. First, you really need to understand the difference between symbolic and literal dreams, and then you need to understand what kind of dreams are you mainly having. Are you seeing a lot of symbols, or are you just seeing stuff that's like happening real quick, and it's more literal, and you just need to understand it. And it just takes practice. Honestly, it really just takes practice for you to understand whether your dream is more literal or symbolic. It took me a little practice. So yeah, just start paying attention to your dreams. So now I have more symbolic dreams. As I got older, God entrusted me to. He sees I understand more, and he would trust me to break down my dreams for me to go in depth. And my dreams have gotten a little bit harder. Majority of the time, it's a little bit harder than my average dreams than it used to be. So I can have a literal dream. I still have them sometimes, but I mainly have symbolic dreams nowadays. And a lot of times it'll be like a mixture in the dream of a symbolic and literal. It could be some symbols in there, and then there could be some literalcy, or it could be a lot of literal things in there. And I can't share all my dreams with you. Some of them are just very personal to me. But I will see symbols, and then I'll see literal things. So I would just recommend that you guys just pay attention to how your dreams are, and that's how you'll understand your dream language. So that's one thing that I just wanted you guys to point out, especially during this time. God, he's speaking to a lot of people during this time through their dreams, whether you're a dreamer or not. Especially if you're a dreamer or you're a prophetic person, he'll speak to you a lot during times like this, to lead you and guide you. So just pay attention to your dreams to see. Just pay attention to your dreams during this time, and you'll be able to see whether they're symbolic or literal. And also, definitely pray after you have dreams. And you could pray, definitely, I would recommend you praying multiple times a day. I do. I pray when I wake up. I pray. I don't intentionally try to wait till the middle of the day, but I pray here and there throughout the day. I try my best to pray before I go to bed. That's very important. And you even ask God to send you dreams to help lead you and guide you if you're asking for any guidance in a certain area, especially during this time. Pray before you go to bed. Then once you have a dream, even if you feel like you're so confident about what the dream means, still pray about it, and pray about the context of the dream. Like, say you seen a dream and God was showing you a blessing. Pray, like, hey God, you showed me this. I'm so thankful for it. I'm asking you that you lead me and guide me in how I should take care of it, or how I should handle it. Things like that. I feel like I'm forgetting something that I want to tell you guys. regarding this, but I cannot remember. Everybody's dream language is a bit different. We have common things, but your dream language may be a little bit different than mine. And it's just so important to start to understand your dream language during this time. If you have any questions, make sure you leave them in the comments below. I will gladly help you. I try my best to help you guys the best I can. I'm just praying that you guys understand your dream language a little bit more, and I could better help you guys that way as well. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.